What is up, my mammal jammals? It's Andy here, and here we are once again and finally with another Everyman adventure. We're jumped right straight into this one. I'm in P.H.A.T State Forest. I'm on a portion of the Panhandle Adventure Trail, otherwise known as P.H.A.T, and we're just going to do a little P.H.A.T trip today. Going to go through P.H.A.T, and then we're going to wind up in Apalachicola National Forest. All things go as planned. We'll be sleeping in Apalachicola National Forest this evening. I've got me and the Wonder Dog with me. He's over there sniffing things out. And I just kind of threw this together earlier this morning, going extremely minimalist with this trip. Just a small little tent. I don't have a bunch. It's just me and the dog. We're just going out for a little camp trip. And so yeah, let's get this thing going. I'm ready to do this. How about you? Let's go. Alright, so we're just kind of driving along here in P.H.A.T, and this isn't going to be too exciting, this portion. There's basically just roads. P.H.A.T, as far as driving around, as far as staying on the route that I'm on, basically, it's basically just some of the main roads. It's really set up kind of like a grid system, but I'll tell you though, I'm not going to lie, that grid system, you can get lost in here, and I'm going to tell you a little story as to why it's called P.H.A.T State Forest a little later, probably when we're sitting around at camp. It's a pretty interesting story. Speaking of camp, that was a nice little spot back there. I'm not sure if I'm going to make it into Apalachicola National Forest to camp tonight. It is 2:47 local time. The sun goes down fairly early, so I may not make it into Apalachicola National Forest tonight, which is fine. I don't really set hard goals for myself when I go out. So yeah, we'll wind up where we wind up as long as I have enough daylight left to put up camp, which is super simple. I'm not sleeping in the hammock tonight. I've got Ronan with me, so we're gonna be curling up nice and snug in a small little quote-unquote two-person tent that I have. Really, this thing's big enough for one person, especially if they have any kind of gear that they have to sleep with inside the tent. But we'll be fine. I got some steaks to grill up too that I've been marinating overnight, so Ronan's gonna luck out. He's gonna get a whole steak to himself and some veggies. But here we go. Like I said, just cruising through P.H.A.T State Forest. There's not a whole lot to see right now, so I'll check back with you guys here in a little bit when it gets a little more interesting. See ya! Alright, so I got camp set up already here. Just went ahead and did it real quick. I got it sitting right, where am I? Oh, yep, there we go. Got it sitting right there. We got a really nice view here. I don't even know what this is. This is some sort of a creek. I'll have to look it up on the map. We're right on the water though. It's gonna be real nice in the morning because the sun is setting off that way. So when morning time comes, the sun will be rising right over that water, and that's gonna be nice. Now, some of y'all may be looking at this canopy here and being like, hey man, like that looks a little janky. Well, there's a reason for that. We're probably gonna have some heavy dew. The dew's been coming down pretty hard lately. So that's gonna help it not collect in the middle. So hopefully it'll run off and not be too wet in the morning in that thing. Now some of you guys that have seen any one of my videos probably knows that I usually like to sleep in a hammock. If I'm kayaking, I'm definitely sleeping in a hammock. I'm not bringing a tent. You know, usually if I'm solo camping, I'm gonna sleep in a hammock. Well, I've got Ronan with me this time around. He's over there chasing bugs off his butt. I've got him with me, so sleeping in a hammock is kind of out of the question. I just don't think he would stay in it. We could make it happen, but it'd be weird. So yeah, I brought the tent. You know, the reasons why I generally like to sleep in a hammock is because of packability, ease of setup, comfort, and they leave no footprint. So, I mean, if you want to stealth camp somewhere, a hammock's the way to go. You're not gonna, you know, you're not gonna have a messed up area where a tent was. But anyway, I digress. It's, well, 20 to 4 here. I was gonna try to push on a little bit farther and maybe get into Apalachicola National Forest. However, you gotta love the state of Florida and its boundaries. You cannot cross the boundary, by road anyway, from Tate's Hell to Apalachicola National Forest. There is a road that used to allow you to do that. They have closed that road. So in order for me to get into Apalachicola, I'd have to continue about 8 to almost 10 miles up the road, catch a highway, and then drive north on that highway for probably 10 to 15 minutes, and then make a left, and then I would be in Apalachicola National Forest, which the Panhandle Adventure Trail would then bring me back to the point where that road would connect, and then I'm back on the P.H.A.T. So I don't know why you just can't leave Tate's Hell and go right into Apalachicola National Forest. Whatever. DeSantis, I don't think you really give a shit, but it'd be kind of nice if we could do that. Anyway, I'm about to actually really finish getting this thing set up. I got a camp chair I need to grab, and I'm going to set up the grill. Then I'll probably just have a little snack. And I'll come back here in a little bit, though, and talk to you about why this is called Tate's Hell. And it's a pretty interesting story. And, you know, everybody loves a good story. So I'm going to chill out for a bit. See you!
All right, so let's talk a little bit about why this is called Tate's Hell State Forest. There's many different versions of the story. The gist of it is, and I'm going to start back kind of a little far on this. It starts off with a man named Jebediah Tate, okay, who by accounts was a superstitious farmer that lived northwest of Carabel in a little town called Sumatra, which is still there. You can still go to Sumatra, and it is a little town, let me tell you. I've been there. There's one store, and that's where people go. That's a social place, a grocery place, a gas place, and a beer place all in one. Anyway, Jebediah was a Civil War veteran, okay, and his wife was half Cherokee Indian. He was able to buy 160 acres for $5 as a homestead grant after the Civil War. They eventually had a child, and I'm not really sure how to pronounce his name. It's spelled C-E-B-E, and I'd hate to think that the kid's name was Sebi, or it could just be Seeb. So you'll have to forgive me on this. I really don't know how to pronounce his name. But he helped clear the land and chase cattle and gathered pine oil. Now, their mom died from yellow fever sometime after the war. So it was pretty hard going. And Jebediah made a pact with a local medicine man for good fortune. Okay, now I say a local medicine man because, yes, there were still Seminole Indians in this area. And of course, you know, they all had to kind of live together somehow. So he made a pact with this local medicine man, okay? And as long as they stayed out of the tiny cypress forest, okay, and gave the medicine man a pig each year, they would have good fortune. So for 3 years, they gave up a pig when the medicine man came around, and things were good. Okay, but in 1874, they decided to keep the pig and deny the old Indian, the medicine man, this pig that he was promised. So the medicine man warned them that they would not only see hard times, but they would go through hell. All right. Now, shortly after that same year, Seeb's father died from malaria. The pine trees gave very little oil. The sugar cane was stunted, and scrub cows started to disappear. But the pigs ate good and multiplied so fast that Seeb had to build 2 new pens in the fall. So there you go. I don't know. Go into that a bit, okay? Now in 1875, Seeb married a bride from New York City, okay? But there was a problem. Seeb only had pigs left, and she was, well, of the Jewish faith, so she ate corn, potatoes, and pancakes with molasses, but she wanted beef. Seeb took off into the woods to find a cow, any cow, really, and to make her happy. So, armed with a shotgun and accompanied by his hunting dogs, he went off into the swamp in search of a cow. Now, his dogs took off chasing a panther. Yes, Florida panthers, they're a thing. Went off chasing a panther. And in the melee of him trying to catch up and get a hold of that and get all that stuff straightened out, he wound up losing his shotgun, all right, in the mud. He also wound up lost for 7 days and 7 nights in the swamp. And he went into the dwarf cypress stand to escape the relentless bugs and fell asleep against the trees that were protected by the Indians' magic. Okay, he awoke when bitten by a snake and ran blindly through the swamp, delirious from the bite, from drinking murky waters, finally came to a clearing in Carabel, living only long enough to murmur the words, "My name is P.H.A.T, and I just came through hell." And ever since, the area has been called Tate's Hell. Our legendary and forbidden swamp has been called Tate's Hell. Now, that's one account of it. There are several others that I have come across. They're all pretty much the same thing. Took off into the woods with a shotgun, hunting dogs, lost the hunting dogs, got lost himself for 7 days and 7 nights, was bit by a snake, was delirious, and wound up coming through a clearing in the town of Carabel and murmuring those words, "My name is P.H.A.T, and I just came through hell." There we have it, the story of Tate's Hell State Forest.
Just a quick shot of our cooking situation. So we got the veggies going on right there. And then we got these steaks going on right there. And it is already starting to smell real good. Yep. These veggies I'm a little worried about though, because there's not a whole lot of heat on those. And they were pretty much frozen vegetables. So I'm probably gonna move these steaks over on the low side for a bit, put those veggies on the hot side for a bit. But this is what we got going. Steaks and veggies. Oop, there we go. There we go. Got the light a little better. Steaks and veggies. All right. I got to keep cooking. Give these guys one more turn. Look at that. I don't know how well this lighting is. It's horrible, honestly, but those are some cooked over an open flame deliciousness right there. And they are about done. I think these guys are pretty much ready. Get a real good sear on this one. This guy right here can come off. I'm gonna hang out right there for a minute. Ronan can't really eat that when it's smoking hot. Don't you stick now. You've been doing real good. Look at that. Where'd you go? Dang lighting. I don't know if you can see it, but that sucker's got some grill marks on it. That's what I'm talking about. That's why you put your food on a hot grill. Don't just put food right after you throw the grill over the fire. Don't just throw your food on it. Let that grill sit there for a while, get hot. Anyway, just about done. I'll be eating here in just a minute. All right, so right now I'm just cutting up Ronan's steak for him. I'm not gonna give him a whole steak because he'll run off with it, sit in the dirt and eat it in the dirt, probably lose some of it in the dark. So I'm gonna cut him little steaks up for him. Hey, get down off the table, man. You can sit in the chair, just don't get on the table. Where's your manners? Mind your manners. All right, so Ronan's. Here, hold on a second. This is his steak. Now, I don't know if you can tell that or not, but that is like beautiful medium rare. I'll tell you what. And these are I think they were, like I said, chuck tenders or mock tenderloin, something like that. It was like $8 for these two steaks. $8.99. Winn-Dixie though. I get rewards, so it was even cheaper than that. But there's a lot of really good steaks out there that you don't have to have a ribeye, you don't have to have a New York strip, you don't have to have a freaking filet mignon either to have a really good piece of meat. But the trick is you got to know which pieces of meat are good for grilling and which pieces of meat are good for slow cooking, because if you try to grill like an eye around, you're going to wind up with one tough piece of meat in your mouth. You're chewing on that thing for days. All right, let me feed my dog. Here you go, buddy. Look, right there. That's yours. Help yourself. Go for it. There it is. Yeah, that's a happy boy right there. He's a happy boy. Yes, he is. He is spoiled rotten, aren't you? Go ahead, man. That's all you. We're sitting at the table together. All right, now, let me give myself some vegetables. These vegetables turned out a lot better than I thought they would for not having any butter. I'm about to get fat full on this. And then I'm going to pour myself a orange Fanta. I'm going to wash this down with that orange Fanta. And after that, ladies and gents, it's Jameson time. But, all right. Ugh. The bugs are starting to show up on my light. Oh my God. Holy crap. They're hot. Oh, they're so delicious. Holy shit. Pardon my French, but I apologize, y'all. But you gotta... let's see how this steak is. Holy cow. All right. I'm gonna enjoy this. This is amazing. If you've never grilled a piece of meat over an open fire that you collected the wood from nature, I'll tell you what, you are missing it. All right, I'm gonna eat. Deuces. The bar is now open. Now what I've got going on here is I've got this in my hand. I have this in my hand. It has some ice in it. Now, I do kind of want to just go straight for just Jamo on the rocks. I really kind of do. What I think I'm going to do, though, because they have Jameson Orange now, which I'm okay with, but I'm not a big fan of it. I'm going to do Jameson over Fanta on the rocks. So, we're going to try that out here. Let's see what happens. First things first, take off the top. Now we got to set this in the crotchal area for a minute. And then, oh yeah, pop the top again. I can't, it's already popped. And then what we do, of course, is we give a nice healthy bit of Jameson in that cup, back in the crotchal area. Put the cap back on old Jamo. Now, on top of that healthy pour Jameson, we got this Fanta Orange. All right, step 2. Nice little bit of that also. Now we got to put the orange down by the bottle of Jameson. Save those 2 for later. Okay. Then what we got is step 3, put the lid back on. Boom. That's an adult sippy cup right there. Woo. Let's see how she tastes. Not too bad, not too bad. I'm not a big fan of drinking whiskey over other things. I used to like 7 and 7s a lot. Seagram 7 with 7-Up. That's not a bad one. But I figure I better start off a little easy. It's only 7 o'clock. So, anyway, cheers to you.
Good morning. Whew. So, I was awakened by the sounded like 30 dogs. I don't even know. It could have been 5, but I was awakened by the sound of dogs. baying and running through the woods, and then some little John boat came up the creek here and was hauling ass up the creek, and then turned around and went back the other way. And he probably went up and down like 2 or 3 times before it finally went away. The dogs are gone now, but yeah, it's hunting season. And one thing I saw last night too, that I'm pretty sure is illegal, was there's a road across the creek, not far across it, and there was a truck creeping down the road with a spotlight, shining the spotlight back and forth into the woods. Now, I don't know for sure, but I think spotlighting deer is a non-acceptable practice. But to be honest with you, I wasn't surprised I saw it. I don't know. Somebody let me know that. I'm not really sure if it is or not. I don't deer hunt. So maybe it is okay to do. But it's morning. I'm about to get out of this tent and try and maybe get some breakfast started. And then we're going to get on the road. We're going to head out after I eat a little bit. So let's get this day started. It's time to do the things. All right, we are back underway. Camp is broke down, and I like to say that it looks better than what it did when we got here. And so now, let's see what all is gonna take to get over the boundary from Tate's Hell into Apalachicola. Let's see what we have to go through for that. So, I'm headed out. Let's kick a little dust and get a little dirt on the tires, huh? Although, I don't know, it's kind of dewy, so I don't know about the dust part. We'll definitely get some dirt. All right, let's see what happens today. Let's do this. Yep, okay, we'll go this way. So a lot of these little bridges through here that are kind of cool. That one was short. There's some longer ones. So, all right, when we're moving along, it looks like the Florida, or I should say the Panhandle Adventure Trail. This section anyway, is pretty much on some well-maintained gravelly roads. So nothing too exciting, nothing much to see aside from all the trees and pine trees and things that you see out the side there, and same thing on the other side. So we're just gonna keep on driving along, check back if anything exciting happens. Try something here. Alright, we're going to try something here. I may be able to take one of my world famous shortcuts. Maybe. If there's a way, up ahead on this road shortly, there looks like there's another track on Gaia, excuse me, that branches off about 45 degrees off of this road. But I think there's a gully in the way. So I think that road would dead end. And sure enough, this is about where it should be. And, yep, no road. Okay. No shortcut here. Can't sit here. Fail. Alright, well, I gotta turn around. No big deal. Another one of these little bridges. This one does not have much to keep you from running off the side of it either.
Well, if you hit that with any kind of speed, you are catching air. That's a water sign. It's a water gauge on the side right there. I guess this floods a bit sometimes. Well, just more of the same. Long gravel roads. I know it sounds like I'm disappointed, but I'm really not. There's a camp off that way. Excuse me again. This stretches on for quite a while, so I mean, it's just a straight shot from here till the next waypoint where I make a turn. Oh, I'm gonna turn this back off again. Okay, so we're coming up here to an intersection where the road that is supposed to cut through to Apalachicola National Forest from P.H.A.T is at. Okay, and I'm not quite sure if it's actually still open or not. It looks open. I'm going to continue on and we're going to go through it. The road I'm crossing right now is called Boundary Road. And actually I see a red truck up ahead. There might be somebody there. I might ask him. If there's somebody there, ask and see if it connects into Apalachicola National Forest. This is a little more my style right here anyway. I hope they're not blocking this road. There might be. It doesn't look like it. I don't know if there's anybody in that truck though. Doesn't look like it. I think they got their dogs out somewhere. Should be able to squeeze by them. No problems. Is there somebody there? Can't tell. Hey there. Hey, on my map it shows this is going to connect and cross the boundary from P.H.A.T into Apalachicola National Forest. The road's open. It does do it.
I just come through that.
Yes.
A little
Cool.
bumpy, you know.
No, that's fine. Yeah, I don't mind all that because the only other route was going to be to hit the highway way out that way.
Where you headed?
Nowhere. I mean, eventually I'm going to come out of the forest up around by in between Bristol and Sumatra somewhere.
Okay,
So-
you're gonna go out here, take a left.
Oh yeah, I've got a route that I'm following.
Yeah.
And it showed this little purple road right here that connected.
Yeah.
Some people said it may be open, some people said it may be
It's
closed. So
always been open.
yeah, all right, that's all I needed.
All you gotta do is go up here, take a left, go all the way, stay on that road all the way. You hit a big wide grade called 22.
Yeah.
Go down the end of it. You hit 120 carries you straight, stay on it straight, hit 13, take a left, hit 65.
There you go. All right, man. Take care. Be safe.
You too, sir.
Oops, what am I in? I'm in reverse. Am I still going? We're still going. Still recording. Now this is more what I'm been after though, to be honest with you. I like roads like this. This is more my style. If I'm gonna be out in the woods. Excuse me. I got a bit of a cough. I was sick for a little bit. I think I've still got some remnants. Yeah, this is definitely more my style. I bet this is fun when it's wet. Some of these holes are pretty deep too. Yeah, this is cool. I'm liking this. Man, if it was wet, it would definitely be a lot more interesting of a ride than it is. And some of those little dips that I'm going through, if they hold water, they're easily a good, maybe two feet deep. That was a tiny patch of mud. All right, here we are at an intersection. Let me check and see. We are in Apalachicola National Forest right now. So that little shortcut that I made cut a huge amount of time off. All right, so we're gonna take a left. So I hooks a left on 21 and Lewis. Just kidding. And let's see here. I got two choices when I make this left. Y'all want to check out the Mud Swamp / New River Wilderness? Because I will drive through a portion of that if I stay left. Or about a half mile up the road, I can take a right, which will connect me back. I'm going to take this blue loop that I'm looking at. Let's get her done. I'm going to turn this thing off for a little bit. I'm trying to conserve batteries. All right, once again, it's decision-making time. I can go off to my right, which I don't even know where that goes. I'm kind of curious. Am I? Hold on, I might not be to that right-hand turn yet. Oh, I'm not quite to it. But that looks kind of cool, though. That's just a... Let's go check out this blue hole. Hold on. I think this is a blue hole, which basically is a sinkhole that connects to the aquifer. And, yeah, it is. It's a blue hole. I like these. These are some of my favorite things out here in Apalachicola National Forest. I never came across any in Tate's, and but here we got one right here. So we're gonna get out and take a look at this. I'm gonna mark this on the map because I like to camp around these. Now there's one that I've camped at a couple times. I've got a couple videos. My one night stand video has me camping around one, and there's another time I camped around one, the same one, and there were alligators. There were two little alligators in it. This one doesn't appear to have any, but yeah, these basically are sinkholes that connect with the aquifer, and you can see that the aquifer is a little low right now. Here's a water line right here, is about, I think, as high as this has ever been up here. So it's down a good 4 or 5 feet. And there's something living in there too. I don't know if we got fish or what. Probably fish, I'm sure. But this is cool. I'm glad I came across this. I was hoping to get some good sights. All right. Let's get back on the road. We still got some miles to do. Ronan! Come on, let's go. Look at that. Oh, you ran right into my leg, homie. Come on. Hey, hey, hey. Let's go. In you go. Good boy. Coming up here are some of our, I call this lazy hunting. I just stand up here on their trucks waiting for deer to come and shoot them from the side of the road, which I consider to be pretty damn lazy. But, you know, I guess that's one way to do it. So I just had an interesting thing happen. I'm driving along and I see a dog up ahead on the road. It's not here now. And I'm like, what the heck? So I kind of slow down and I go, you know, lean out the window and kind of, you know, talking to it. What are you doing, buddy? Where are you supposed to be at, you know? Well, I cruise on by. Well, he starts following me. And he follows me for quite a ways, and I was like, all right, this dog's not giving up. So I turned around, drove past him again, and he started following me again. Now, there wasn't too far back that I had to go to where I did notice there was a camp. I was like, all right, you know, maybe he came from there. So we're driving, I'm doing like 5 miles an hour. This dog is just trotting right behind me, just following me, you know. Finally get to where that camp is, and I pull into the driveway, quote unquote, and there's a pen, or several pens I should say, and there's quite a few dogs in these pens. And I pull up, I get closer, and there's you know, it looked like they were separated by age, maybe, I don't even know, but it was obvious to me anyway that this dog came from there. So he was sniffing all around the fences by some of the where the other dogs were held, and I noticed that some of them were looked happy to see him, and some of them looked like they were ready to bite him. So I found an empty pen and finally got him to go in it. Now I don't know if I just saved this dog. I don't know if this dog even belongs to those people, but I couldn't just leave it, you know, and have it continuously try to follow me. So yeah, I may have saved the dog, or I may have put a dog in danger. I don't even really know, but at least it's in a pen where there's water and there's food. So wow, that was interesting. I've never come across anything like that. I mean, it's hunting season and they run dogs. That's kind of the way most people hunt out here, is they run dogs. And he was young, like maybe a year old. Like you could see it in his face. He didn't really know what was happening. So anyway, I should have filmed it. I wasn't thinking about capturing something like that on camera. I was really more concerned about the dog. But we're still tooling along. We're kind of in that mud swamp kind of deal. Of course, the road is, you know, the roads are always elevated above these things, so we're not going to be driving through a swamp. Let's see about how much farther we have of the actual. Oh, we still got a good ways to go. Yeah, we still got a good little ways to go. We're going to come out of this onto highway. Crap, hold on. Let me stop, read this thing here. We're gonna come out of this onto, oh, it's not gonna tell me what this highway is, but I think it's 65. So we still got a ways to go though. We're doing real good. Plenty of time. It's, what time is it locally? It's 10:30 local. It's 9:30 my time back in Panama City. So let's keep on going. Haha. Yowza. Alright, I had to do a quick battery swap. So I broke trail and I pulled off onto a dotted track, which usually means a little more spicy, and it's already kind of cool. So I'm gonna flip this thing around and we're gonna drive along this, and this is gonna take me back up to the Panhandle Adventure Trail here in a moment. So let's flip this thing around. This is looking pretty fun. I like this already. Let's check this out. All right, these are the fun roads in Apalachicola National Forest. Now, if this was rainy season, I guess you could say, or if it had recently rained, oh, this would be something serious to go through. I like these little offshoots. They're my favorite. It's good to get out on the back streets. I'm gonna roll up my windows a bit and keep branches and things from flopping and hitting me in the face. So let's enjoy this a little bit. I'm already enjoying it. Little roads like this that I have picked up the majority of my pinstripes. probably could air down. I haven't really seen any reason to yet. It would be a softer ride. I'm running highway pressures. It just takes a while to air down. I want to get some Ston. They're auto deflators. Out of the box, they're set to 18 PSI. And basically what you do is you take off your valve caps, and you screw those onto it, and they just start letting the air out. And then once they reach 18 PSI, there's a pressure cap, and caps it off, and there you go. You're running, you know, you can set them to other temperatures as well, or temperatures. Sorry, I'm worried about my truck going so slow. You can set them to other pressures. I think that's going to be something I'm going to look into, because I don't like having to sit on the side of the trail and do all 4 tires individually. I'm impatient. This is an adventure trail here to me. The rest of that was just a drive-through of the forest. This is when you get into the funness. That's what I call it. Can't be scared. Ooh, she get tight. She get tight, real tight. There's a reason why I bought a Hummer, y'all. And I'm not saying that nothing else could go through this, but there's a reason why I bought a Hummer. I mean, this isn't difficult by anybody's standards. I will say this though, part of the reason why I did get this Hummer was because, well, it's the anti-Jeep. And most Hummers, I'll say, that I see are, well, they're, how can I put it? They're just street, you know, street Hummers. They don't look like they've really seen much dirt, let alone limbs in their way, like that one. And this one. So I like to show that, yes, they can, they will, and people actually do go off-road with them. Anyway, I'm coming up to the intersection here in probably about another half mile maybe. And this will put me back onto the Panhandle Adventure Trail proper, so to speak. Because like I said, I broke trail. I saw this dotted trail that I could take that would cut off a bit of driving and also be a little more interesting, which it has been. It's been quite interesting. Coming through here after a good heavy rain would be very interesting, let's put it that way, but fun. All right, we're almost through. We're almost out of this. Might have to take a look at my passenger side view mirror after this. Took a pretty hefty hit. Seems to be a little floppy right now. Well, folks, this pretty much wraps it up for this adventure. We're about to pull out onto the highway here in about a quarter mile, and basically that's it. We're out of the woods and back on pavement and headed back home to Panama City, Florida. I really do appreciate you for watching this video, and if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. I got a lot. There's a lot of videos, previous videos to check out on the channel. Give you an idea kind of what I'm about, what I like to do. And I will be having more videos coming. It's been a long time since I made a video, a full video. It's been a long time. I do enjoy it, so I'm gonna, I want to keep going with it. Let me know if you guys think that's a good idea also. And I guess that's it, man. We're signing off. Ronan's in the back seat. He's kind of had it, so he's hanging out back there. And this has been another Everyman Adventure. Thanks for watching.